Hey, welcome to 1500ESPN.com. Andrew Kramer and Derek Wetmore out here at Winter Park, where the big news today is just injuries. Housekeeping stuff on running backs, specifically Adrian Peterson, Toby Gerhart, and Matt Asayata. Andrew, where are the Vikings with injuries at their running back position?
Yeah, basically week 16 with a 4-9-1 team. That's really all we have to talk about here. But the NFL MVP with Adrian Peterson, he sat out today, and basically that was their protocol. They've held him out, 1 or 2 days these past few weeks just because of the groin injury that he's had that he battled through all last month. And now he's got that mid-foot sprain from that trip to Baltimore. So they rested him. He said Frazier said that he did some work inside but didn't do any kind of football activity. That's going to be saved for tomorrow. But Toby Gerhart was a full go today, and it sounds like he will go. Other injury news, cornerback Xavier Rhodes did not practice. Tight end John Carlson did not practice. And that's a setback for John Carlson. Now, Xavier Rhodes has had that swollen ankle and sprained ankle for a while now, and he hasn't been able to test it out. Carlson practiced on Wednesday and had to sit out today because of his 5th documented concussion he suffered 2 weeks ago. And that's quite a big deal for in an NFL era where maybe not a lot of brain injuries are diagnosed or just dealt with in general. And now he's had his 5th diagnosed since he went to college and now in his NFL career. So it's a very big setback for John Carlson because he's now going to have to repass NFL concussion protocols just to get back on the field on Sunday. So today only Chase Ford and Rhett Ellison were the tight ends at practice, and it seems like that might be the case on Sunday. And another note with Rhodes, he didn't practice, but they're hoping to get him out on Friday. And if he looks good on Friday, they're going to not start him, but start Prater and they could start Sherrills alongside Chris Cook and have Rhodes circle in. So that's basically the injury updates with the cornerbacks. Now, what did you hear?
Well, I wanted to touch on Peterson quick. It sounded to me, we just spoke with Leslie Frazier in a little scrum with the media. It sounded to me like the groin is still a problem on top of the midfoot sprain.
Yes.
Is that a concern that he's working back from multiple different injuries?
Well, I don't think it's much of a concern with Adrian just because he knows his body. He's dealt with these injuries before. He's dealt with a hamstring injury as well back in October. These are injuries that he knows how to play with and he's played through, and he has a history of playing through. So it was only that midfoot sprain, not the groin injury, that held him out last week. So I think the main concern is that foot sprain, not necessarily the groin pull, but the groin is more of a reason to hold him out in practice.
Sure. Flip it over to the flip side of the football. Again, it's easy for me to say. Jared Allen is chasing Derek Thomas on the all-time sacks leaders list. He talked this morning in the locker room about DT kind of being his hero. He started with the Chiefs, and that was sort of the icon that people compared Jared Allen to as he jumps up through the ranks. Says he's very aware of where he is on the list. He even has the all-time sacks leaders list posted in his locker. He has it hanging up there. He knows he's climbing, and it sounds to me like he also knows his time with the Vikings might be coming to a close.
Very true, very true. He's at 126 career sacks. He's just one shy of that 13th overall mark, but he's battling his own teammate, Brian Robinson, who got that very elusive and coveted contract extension in October that Jared hasn't gotten and might not get for the price he wants. He's the highest paid player on the Vikings this season. He is tied with Brian Robinson for leader in sacks with 9, and both have been coming on strong this late in the season, and they're both battling for that who can go out on top. Now, Robinson's obviously going to be back for years to come, but he's made comments that, hey, Jared wants to go out on top, and I've made it tough for him. So you just read between the lines, and you don't even have to read between the lines. You just hear what these players are saying, and it really seems like they understand that things are coming to an end for this defensive line. Fred Evans is also in a contract year. Everson Griffin is also in a contract year. The Vikings have a lot of needs to fill along that defensive line, and a 31-year-old Jared Allen, who might be asking a lot more than these other guys, might not be their first priority to fill.
Likely not, it seems. Frazier talked about the Vikings' goal the rest of the way is to go 2-0. It seems clear to those of us in the media and fans that are following it too, with the last year of his contract coming up, he is likely fighting for a job.
Well, basically, that too. And one other note that Frazier did mention too, Harrison Smith will start on Sunday. He wanted to clear all that up. Right. They're very happy with the way he played. However, defensive coordinator Alan Williams said that they want to limit him in this next game against the Bengals. One, it's outdoors. Two, they feel like they're going to be facing a lot of a big passing attack again. But they feel that the way he came off on Monday after that game against the Eagles, he was very sore. He basically told Alan Williams that, I felt like I went through a college workout, and that kind of stuck out to Williams because apparently players don't say that much outside of these college workouts. So Smith was very sore from that foot injury. He took 8 weeks off of playing time, where he sat around here for 6 weeks, wasn't even able to practice, and then practiced for 2 weeks, and then was thrown into the fire He didn't start, but he played 88% of the snaps against a very fast-paced Eagles team, and now they want to hold him back a little bit more alongside Jamarcus Sanford and rotate Andrew Sendejo in, who has started the past 9 games for Smith, into the fold against the Bengals. So it'll still be a 3-man rotation at that safety spot.
All right. Andrew actually has a story about that up on 1500ESPN.com, so check that if you're curious in finding out the safety rotation situation. That's it for the updates at Winter Park here on Thursday. We'll see you later this weekend, and keep checking back to 1500ESPN.com for all of Andrew's great Vikings coverage. For Andrew Kramer, I'm Derek Wetmore at Winter Park. Thanks for watching.